was like, we're a bit close, we're a bit too close for comfort here. We're in the period of the Enlightenment, is what they call it.
Yeah.
And look at their logo, and it doesn't even take any deciphering this one. There's a pyramid with an angel on top, with a McDonald's-style M presiding over the pyramid. So essentially, you've got more messianic imagery in the logo of a corporate symbol. You know, and all I can think is this company, Schweppes, they teamed up with Cadbury's. They're instrumental in destroying the health of the world because they create sugary drinks and, you know, aspartame-ridden drinks and everything that goes with it. And they're using this symbology. So you can look at that on my blog yet again because it's all on there.
Very interesting.
Get to Starbucks, and Starbucks, if you look at, when you're walking past any old Starbucks, you'll notice that the logo is 3 stars that make a pyramid, and the very top star is seated on top of a crown, which is essentially, you know, symbolic of the all-seeing eye, but underneath the crown is a woman, and that woman is Isis, so the Egyptian deity Isis. And essentially what I've realised over the past few days is that what these logos are depicting is some form of messianic event.
Yeah.
And when you look into a book, there's a book called The Secret Teachers of All Ages from 1928 by Manly P. Hall.
Indeed.
And states Isis is sometimes shown standing between 2 great pillars of Freemasonry.
Yeah.
So deity Isis stands between these pillars. So on the McDonald's logo, where you've got the M and you've got the M coinciding on the top of the pyramid, and the same on the Schweppes logo, where you got the angel stood on top of the pyramid, they're representing Isis. There's no other way of looking at it, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
So basically, Isis is symbolic of the all-seeing eye. It's the same thing. Same as when you're looking, for instance, into the Holy Trinity and stuff, and you've got the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
There's the evidence of the kind of, you know, the ever-looming one who sees everything but isn't quite there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyhow, this occult symbolism, it works on a dual level. You know, like optical illusions, for instance, you can now look at a picture and do you see the old woman or do you see the young woman?
Yeah.
It's got the duality, same as everything else when it comes down to religion.
Yeah.
Most people are tuned to see one thing, but it actually means another thing as well. But it depends which version you want to go with. There's two ways to look at it. And my opinion on everything with the occult is that it's working on a different plane outside of the 5 sense human reality. It's something that's working in the subconscious.
Yeah.
And going on that principle of mind before matter universe, when you're looking at this occult symbolism, and if one person is, say, looking at the Schweppes logo and they're drinking Schweppes and they're buying into this logo, they're buying into the brand, they're buying into all of it, they think they're just buying into a great drink. But they're also buying into this other thing. They're buying into this messianic event. And essentially, if you think about this mind before matter universe, if this occult symbology is working on the subconscious, and it's working on the subconscious of a global population, then it's got the ability to still bring itself forward into matter. Do you know what I mean?
So it's what you're saying is that with the help of all these knowing people, so to speak, this is propelled forward. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. For instance, like when someone goes to a McDonald's and they're buying into the McDonald's, you know how clever they got that anyhow, because it's beautiful. Right. But when they're going in and they're buying those McDonald's, they're also, you know, they're buying into the alternate thing, which is the symbol of, you know, this messianic event on the top of a pyramid. You know, it's empowering it. It's building it into the subconscious, and that subconscious can precipitate into matter at the right time.
And that's interesting, considering that many of these companies are so, I mean, they're global players. I mean, some of these companies have bigger, you know, a bigger economy and gain more money than certain countries do.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got no idea how they got so successful. I mean, you know, there's no reason for it, to be honest, apart from that there's something else there working with them. You know what I mean?
Do you also think that potentially this could work the other way around, meaning that human beings, since we've been subjected to, at least in the Western world, almost 1700 years of Christianity and so forth, that the reason also why they might want to pick a logo like this or have this message in the logo is that on some level this speaks to our unconscious. So people who are inclined to lean towards the Christian faith, for instance, are actually in some way kind of lured in by these kinds of symbols, and consequently they. I mean,
yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing that I'll draw upon later is that how this works with more than just Christianity. Because if Isis has many identifications, and she's got an identification as the angel Gabriel and the all-seeing eye and stuff.
Yeah.
But when we talk about this New World Order and the one world religion and the one world government, the angel Gabriel is the one figure that can unite Islam and Christianity, because both of them are dead to her as God's messenger.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're looking at implementing this New World Order, it's got to be something that combines these two religions. And that particular figure is that thing that can combine those religions. I'll touch on that in a bit, anyhow. It's it gets deeper. I'll be telling you all it is in a minute.
Sure. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I'll give it a bit of time. I'll give you another 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
You know who it is. But anyhow, moving back to the Olympics logo and the Zion logo and the 2012 and stuff. Basically, there's a little bit of research. There's stuff on the net about this as well. The company who created that logo is a company called Wally Ollins, and Wolf Ollins is a brand agency, and this brand agency was set up by a chap called Wally Ollins, and this man was responsible for branding corporate Europe. So basically, GE Capital, all these logos that have kind of, sunk into the subconscious of sorts. These are all created by this man called Wally Ollins, who created the 2012 logo as well. And it turns out his dad was a Freemason.
Nice.
So the chances are that, there's an interview online where he references his dad trying to get him to be a Freemason. He never actually says whether he is or not, but the chances are it's in the family. And, there's these messages in the logos that this man's produced. It's a Freemasonic branding, company for corporate Europe.
Yeah. Wow.
Essentially.
Really interesting. Sorry, yes, I wanted the name there again. Wally Ollins, is that right?
Wally Ollins.
Right,
yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
WALLYOLLINS.
Perfect, thank you.
Right, and so at this point, you've got this connection to Freemasonry with the logo and stuff, and it moves much higher than Freemasonry. That's just like the outside protection for this stuff. I basically loaded up, Google Earth, wanted to have a look at the London site from the air. I wanted to see, what it is that's so special about this place. And it just so happened that the particular site in Stratford was the only last bit of wasteland that was, that was left vacant in London. It was the one last place that they could do things for something like the Olympics. So it's quite lucky that they had it in the first place. And what I noticed was I started looking at the actual street plan of this place. And to go through it, you've got a number of roads that circle the site. And the first road is a road called the Eastern Cross Route. The East Cross Route, which is a reference to the Eastern Cross. The Eastern Cross is an Orthodox cross, and it's a modified version of the Patriarchal cross. It's got two smaller cross beams across the side. The next road down, you've got Carpenter's Road, which encircles the site. Carpenter, who was a carpenter? Oh, good old Joseph.
Yeah,
he
of
was
course.
a carpenter, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Next road down, you've got a road called the Great Eastern Road. And obviously when you refer to something as the Great Eastern, it's obviously like the Great Eastern Star. So you look into the Great Eastern Star, it turns out that the Order of the Eastern Star is the largest fraternal organisation in the world that both men and women can join, and it was founded by someone highly connected with the Freemasons, and their symbol is the pentagram. So this is the next road down.
Yeah.
Moving on around the Olympic site. If you envisage we're encapsulating the whole Olympic site here, the next road along is Angel Lane. And obviously the famous angel is the angel Gabriel. So we've got Angel Lane here. Next road along, we've got Temple Mills Lane. Temple Mills, where the water mills belong to the Knights Templar.
Yeah.
So another connection there. The Knights Templar were the poor fellow soldiers of Christ in the Temple of Solomon. And then encapsulating all of this is Church Road. It's obviously another biblical road name.
Yeah.
So all the way around the Olympics 2012 site, which you could call Zion if you go with the logo, is biblical road names surrounding the whole site. There's not one road name that's not biblical. So you start looking at that and you think, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Because this site was supposedly a fluke that they found this, and what we're looking at is something that is clearly quite well planned. So if you move into, like, for instance, there's one road here that's called the East Cross route is called the A12.